motion sickness, random thoughts, and more on episode 329 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. Welcome back. We're back to give you a fun show today, as you heard. But I can't do this by myself. Joining me today, we have Lee.
I feel like random thoughts could be on the beginning of every show we do.
This is very true, yes.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
It's Chase.
And Mr. Vomit himself, Darren.
I'll be representing motion sickness.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Good.
What's up, Internet? And Chris.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like this is the first time we've been together, all four of us, just the four of us
Forever.
for a while, but it isn't. But it feels like it.
Always the last time.
Been a long week then?
It has been a long week then.
Yeah. So I think we should start off things with some Producers Club birthdays. Tracy?
It's a big one.
Yes, we have a few actually. We have. I've lost count now. 9 birthdays this month.
Whoa.
All right, we might
Big
save that.
birthday
Happy
month.
birthdays for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably easier.
Yeah.
So we start off the December birthdays with Aramis Alos on the 8th of December. Followed the next day, December the 9th, by Brian Gamutz's birthday. And also on December the 9th is Rob Steer. And then we have a little break.
There's a couple of birthday twinsies here.
There is. We have on December the 21st, birthday twins, Maddie Willette and Alicia Stella.
Part of our team as well.
Yes. Isn't that lovely? Awesome. And then on the 22nd of December, we have me.
Oh, yeah.
On the 23rd of December, we have Lee.
Ooh.
And then on the 31st, New Year's Eve, we have Maureen, our lovely Maureen.
Another one,
Deal.
yeah.
Yes. And actually, this one slipped in because I'm assuming that we won't be recording before then. January the 7th. Are you covering your bases here?
Yeah, we're not. We are, but we're not.
Right.
Anyway, we'll get there at some point.
So an early birthday wish to Chris Screws, whose birthday is January the 7th.
Whoa.
Yes. So happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And happy birthday to you too, guys. Happy birthday.
Tracy, you know what this means, right?
I have to make my own cake, so I get some, yes.
You have to send us cake now.
The thing is,
Darren,
I would do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'll be expecting it. I like ice cream cake. If you can figure it out.
I thought you were going to go down the road of Karamak cake at that point, Darren.
Oh, if you can make that happen.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it was one of my best sellers. I have a recipe for Karamak cake.
When you guys coming over?
Actually, we should have a countdown at this point.
should
I'm
have a
going
countdown.
I'm going to actually have a look.
Yes.
Chris, what's your cake?
I don't know. I like anything fruity. So like coconut cake without the shavings.
Coconut cake.
Coconut's
I like coconut
Sack
cake.
him.
No,
Oh my-
I'm there with you, Chris.
No.
Let's have a nice coconut cake and drink it down with a nice
Yes.
pumpkin juice.
Okay. now just off the no.
What's your second choice of cake then?
I love carrot cake.
Oh, I can make that.
There we go.
In fact, I make better than carrot cake. I make a pumpkin cake, and
which
it
is amazing.
doesn't touch. Carrot cake comes nowhere near.
Yeah, it is amazing.
How do you feel about chocolate?
I make really nice chocolate cakes. I just don't eat them. Right, so that's the orders for next October then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
What's in your hand luggage? Cake.
Because we're gonna need you to step aside.
Yeah.
We need to test it all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Especially if I make my special recipe. Oh, that sounds bad, doesn't it? My special recipes aren't special recipes. They're just secret recipes. That sounded terrible. I'm not getting through security now.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oops.
Well,
Moving along, we have one of the main topics here that we hinted at in the title. We have a question from Danielle about motion sickness. So she sent us an email. It goes, let's see here. It goes, hey guys, I really enjoy your podcast. I am going to Universal in a few weeks. It will be my first time. So we got a newbie here.
Cool.
I have been doing some research and I am concerned about motion sickness on many of the rides. I do plan to bring Dramamine. Any advice on rides I should avoid or which ones may be okay to ride? Cheers, Danielle F.
Number 1 would be Stormforce Acceleratron, especially if you're riding with somebody like me.
Yeah.
Because
that's just avoid that ride at all costs.
Yeah.
Twirl and hurl, you can just throw that one out the window.
Literally.
Actually, I'll let you 3 go. And then I'll jump in at the end of someone who actually suffers from motion sickness. But I'm just intrigued to...
See, I don't suffer from motion sickness, but I can't do Dr. Doom because that makes me feel ill.
See, I think it also depends on like how much motion sickness, because there's like different degrees. Like my dad, for example, he has major motion sickness. So even certain rides that you would think, oh, this wouldn't cause motion sickness, would get him done for the day. Like he has to go back to the room.
Well, it also depends on what triggers emotion sickness. Is it drops? Is it going like on a carousel, round and round? Is it speed? You know, there's
I will say one other little, tip, I guess. She did mention that she's going to bring Dramamine. You can also pick up at Walgreens or any pharmacy that you have. They sell these little wristbands that go around.
Oh, the seasick ones.
Yes, those help out a lot.
What's Dramamine?
Is
that travel sickness?
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
that's what you take, isn't it? Lee takes travel sickness pills. And they work.
Yeah, but I would recommend those wristbands. They do help a lot.
Okay. I would say make sure you're hydrated because hydration does play a part in it.
That's a good point.
And if you want to try some of the rides that you're worried about, leave until the end of the day. Then if you do get sick, you're not wasting your entire day.
That's a good point as well.
And don't ride in a full stomach, just in case.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is I know some people get sick off of too much of screens. So
I think that's where probably a lot of her concern comes from. I know a lot of people have that worry of motion sickness thing. It's like a VR thing, isn't it? A lot of people get motion sickness from using VR too much.
I can't use VR.
It's that screen thing. Darren, do you have any issue with it at all?
No.
Nothing at all?
Nope. I got an iron kettle.
That's a new one. I've never heard that before.
Nothing sways me.
Even after 9 frozen butterbeers, hey?
Yeah.
So it's a Ukrainian iron belly.
There you go. That's what I'm going to call that, Darren, from now on.
Yeah. Honestly, no, don't have a problem with any rides. I could ride coasters over and over again. Never bothered me.
You see what's weird? I used to be able to do that. And then when we would go and ride Dragon Challenge, after like the third or fourth back-to-back time, because Alexa, that was her favorite ride. We just did it over and over. By time number 3 or 4, I was like, you can go ride the single ride. It's like, I gotta hang out here. If not, I won't throw up. I just don't feel great.
No, I don't get how Dr. Doom makes me ill. Yet when we go to the dark side and I ride Tower of Terror, I can literally run round and round and round.
Because it's entirely different.
And Lee's the one that I have to give up then because of Lee.
Not on the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
No.
You were the one that made me stop before.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. But I was going to say coasters. If you're concerned about having a problem with coasters, maybe sit in the middle. Because you'll have the minimum G-force there, won't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who suffers from motion sickness,
Yes, you do.
and it seems to be getting worse as I get older, I can't ride coasters that go upside down as much as I used to be able to, and I've never been able to ride them. Chris, you and Alexa sound very much like me and Tracy. And she would ride Dragon Challenge all day long if it was down to her. Me, I'll do one side, I'll do the other, and I have to tap out at that point.
Exactly.
No.
That doesn't mean I can't. I think the Universal and Disney are getting to the point where they're my type of theme parks now, because it's not just about big thrill rides. We went to Alton Towers this year, and I'll be honest, the one ride that I enjoyed more than anything else that made me realise maybe I shouldn't ride upside down coasters as much as I want to was Wicker Man. It's a fantastic coaster.
It doesn't go upside down.
No, I never said it
I was
did.
going to say, I got a minute to miss something.
But as far as I think the Hulk, I think you could probably get away with, unless your motion sickness is really bad, I think you'd get away with doing it at least once. I don't think you'd have any issue on Rip Ride Rocket. I don't, personally, because it doesn't go upside down. And
You'll have the issue of it's Rip Ride Rocket.
well, there's that.
You get motion sickness in the queue just from...
Darren, you said Twirl and Hurl. I can ride Twirl and Hurl and One Fish, Two Fish and the Carousel. I would never do Stormforce Acceleratron in a month of Sundays.
Because he knows that I'd kill him.
Even
and then there's also like focusing techniques that you can do. You don't want to close your eyes.
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
Yeah, and don't look to your side. Keep your head and shoulders straight so you're looking straight on at all times. Because the second you look to the side, that's it.
like Men in Black spins. But I don't have any issue with that because it's small enough at the end. I think you'd be okay on that.
It used to worry you though, didn't it?
That'll get my dad tapped out. We got him on that one, thinking, okay, it's just a small spin at the end, and he was done.
Really?
I'm gonna say
with
that
Spider-Man, it killed him.
Yeah, see, I'm fine on those.
the Men in Black one though is quite intense.
It's prolonged spinning that gets me.
Yeah.
So like when the Cat in the Hat used to, I was fine on that. Like say, I stayed clear of stuff like Twirl and Hurl and One Fish, Two Fish because I thought it would make me ill, and I ended up getting dragged on it when we came out in 2013, and I was fine on all three of them with the Carousel as well. I'll be honest, the last time we came out, Forbidden Journey made me feel queasy. Now I'm hoping the fact that they've changed the projection on that I won't have that issue, but that made me feel green the last few times I rode that.
A bit off. Yeah, I think it was a projection.
Yeah. Sorry, Danielle, we don't really have a straight answer for you because
It's an awkward one, isn't it? Because it all depends on what triggers your motion sickness.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I would say, right, like, what would you say was the most
But it depends on what.
not intense screen ride? Like, obviously not something like Shrek or not like Despicable Me, something that has a motion part of it for her to go on and...
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? If she goes like, that's the one that's probably the least intense motion-based ride.
Non-screen ride?
No, screen ride. So she can go and test it out and go, look, if you're all right on that, then maybe you'll be all right on everything else.
Simpsons,
I don't think
maybe.
Maybe. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Spider-Man and Transformers are equally rough.
Yeah.
I think Transformers is noticeably more rough.
Yes. Yeah, it's a
That's
much
why I
more
say I would
intense
start with
ride.
Spider-Man first.
I'd start with The Simpsons.
I don't know, because a lot of people complain about The Simpsons. It's difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
Because Gringotts could potentially be quite intense. Forbidden Journey definitely will be.
See, the Mummy's not terrible. I mean, as a
But if it drops, there's that drop in the middle.
It's I'll be honest, again, as someone who suffers from motion sickness, it's those backward portions that get me.
so that one gets you sick.
No, not really, because it's not massively prolonged, but I'll be honest, on Expedition Everest, that backward portion, that does. Everyone's like, what a fanny.
Well, we already thought that anyway. Well, I hope there is something, because I think we've covered all the different types,
Yeah.
so hopefully there's something you can pick from that.
Now when you picture Lee, don't just picture him crying and tearing up when he sees certain lanes of the park, but also throwing up on himself.
I will be honest, in 6...
Oh, don't do it, don't. Do it.
5 trips to Orlando at this point, I have not thrown up because of a ride.
Woohoo!
It
Watch
won't
this
happen.
space.
If I didn't do it at Alton Towers, I'm not doing it there.
So kitchen challenge and then twirl and hurl.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
think that might.
What did you ride after Kitchen Challenge?
The first
No.
time,
Men in Black, right?
Transformers.
Oh, it was Transformers, yeah.
And then last time I didn't do anything because I just wanted to curl up and die.
Just a thought. And I know I said don't eat a big meal and then go and ride something, but do eat something, because if your blood sugar dips as well, that will affect you too. So make sure that you have had something to eat. I know it's all common sense, but sometimes people forget in that little bit of panic.
Yeah, the one time I ever got woozy was when I didn't have anything for breakfast or anything. Went to the park and just that's like the one time I felt what other people feel like. And I was like, oh, that's bad. Let's eat something terrible and then go back on a ride.
Exactly.
I need a crusty burger.
That's how Darren legitifies a churros at 9 a.m.
You mean you need a reason?
That's why Voodoo Donut is where it is.
Yeah.
But I understand Danielle's nerves. I remember coming out to Orlando for the first time, and it wasn't long after the first time when we went to Alton Towers and rode Air and Nemesis, and I came off it and I was green.
Yeah.
I have never been so ill coming off rides before, and I was legitimately nervous coming out to Orlando because I was worried about going on anything that would potentially make me sick because I thought it would ruin the holiday. And I think the first thing I did was Kraken at SeaWorld. And I came off it, and I'll be honest, my knees went, but I wasn't ill. And it's managing, knowing where your limits are, I think, more than anything. And this is a problem with having not been before. She won't necessarily know what those limits are as far as a Universal attraction is.
But there's also plenty of things to do when you do need to take a break.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be fine.
So we have a general consensus of Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think that's a good one to start off. As far as screen-based rides, yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
Sure.
Let's do that. So, and again, if you're feeling hungry, get some donuts. And to segue into that, right? We have a "Which Voodoo do you do?" clip.
Hi podcast crew, it's Phil Lewis here. Been in Universal for the last week or so and finally got around to trying Voodoo donuts. So I thought I'd send you through what Voodoo do you do? Or what Voodoo do I do? So my wife, daughter, myself went to Voodoo Donuts this morning for breakfast. Spent about 20 minutes looking at the samples that were on the wheel in the centre, and actually at the end of the day decided to pick two of the biggest. So I had a Memphis Mafia. My daughter and wife both had the Voodoo doll. Memphis Mafia is banana and chocolate and peanut butter covering. Quite big, looks more like a rock than a donut. Absolutely gorgeous, really nice tasting, cinnamon in that. By far the sort of my favourite. They had the Voodoo doll, again big donut with a raspberry centre and a pretzel. Too much raspberry, I think. They got covered in jam, but again enjoyed the donut. But for me, my favourite is the Memphis Mafia. We're in the Hog's Head. Well, I'm in the Hog's Head. They've gone on the ride in Hogwarts. I thought I'd skip it simply because way ahead of the Voodoo donut is the Hog's tea, which is Long Island iced tea with sweet tea instead of Coke. You might have seen on the Facebook page, but that way outstrips the Voodoo donut. So even though Memphis Mafia is my favourite Voodoo donut, certainly my favourite thing to have in the park this trip is the Hog's tea. But again, thank you for everything you do. Bye bye.
I quite fancy one of those Hog's teas, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that donut. That's what I want to try.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Cool. Add it to the list.
Oh, the list is the entire menu.
Yeah.
At this point.
I'm going to need an entire aisle of seats to myself to come home.
3 coffins and then 2 additional coffins.
Yeah. That's it.
And a Hog's tea, please.
Yes, to wash it all down. Oh,
awesome.
That does sound good.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break to hear from Mouse and Muggle.
The holidays are here, guys, and whether you're a Grinch or Cindy Lou Who, doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that it's time to start thinking about what to give your loved ones this year. Well, don't fret, because both Disney and Universal have you covered. So Disney recently unveiled the Ultimate Christmas Time package with a set itinerary full of exclusive experiences that includes a 5-night stay from December 17th through the 21st. Also includes hopper tickets and exclusives such as special access to Pandora and Toy Story Land, all for just $175 per person per night, starting at that. But for all you thrill seekers, Universal has something similar with their winter savings vacation package, where you can save over $300 a night for a 4-night stay for a family of 4. That includes buy 2, get 2 days free tickets. That can be park to park or base. It's a great, great deal. So reach out to us at mouseandmuggle.com, where you can fill out a no obligation quote request. And remember, at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, our goal isn't to sell you things, it's to help you make memories. So let our team of experts help you plan your next big adventure.
All right. Welcome back. So, Darren, do you want to run us down some random thoughts from a recent trip?
Yes.
Universal. Not from you, from somebody else.
Yeah. I will read these from the mind of Brian Jennings. Brian, I am channeling you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, yes, I can. That's not it.
Sorry, Brian.
Hello, Team UUOP. Just passing along a couple of random thoughts after my recent trip to UOR and regarding the latest brilliant episode. Was I here on that one?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was brilliant then. Can't quite tell these days. I hit up the UOAP lounge. Pretty cool place. Tons of charging stations. A bunch of chalkboards. You can leave little messages to others throughout the room. And of course, snacks were all cool. I really like it as a quiet get out of the chaos we sometimes find ourselves in at the park, especially last week over the holiday. A great place to reset and calm down away from the crowd. Plus, the free UOAP magnets are excellent for a fridge or boot of your car. Oh, boot of your car. I should be saying this in a different accent.
That's interesting. They put it down as boot. You don't call it a boot.
We don't. Some people do.
We do.
We're a melting pot.
Yes.
That's what America is. Adventura Hotel was a nice property. Rates weren't bad. $115 a night with tax. Not bad at all. And I used the $50 dining credit on breakfast a couple of days. Nice. My view overlooking the park from the 14th floor room was, as Lee so eloquently puts it, amazing.
Yeah.
I'll let you do that.
Amazing. I haven't said
There
that
we
for a
go.
while.
Yeah. Very cool to wake up to every morning. It's definitely a hotel, though, and not a resort. I agree.
Yeah.
Michelle with Mouse and Muggle was correct. The lines for the boat at Sapphire are now heaving for early entry, with many of us walking over there from here, or walking over from there or Cabana. So much so that my daughter and I ended up walking the path 3 of 4 days easily enough. You're right, Lee. I quite enjoy the lush Royal Pacific bit. Grinchmas was fun as usual, although I think you guys hit it spot on with the new Grinch look. The fur is too shiny, bright green, and of uniform length compared to the previous year. Also, he didn't say this, but the hands have like the pads on
Yes.
palms. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, I never noticed
So they
that.
look like they're a pair of gloves.
Yeah, that is not. They
That's
didn't
not
have
the
that
Grinch.
before, and
No.
it just looked like straight up felt, like
Yeah.
on the hand parts. It's very weird.
Oh, I never noticed that. It
Tut,
does
tut.
look. We watched Tim Tracker's video from that the other night, and it does. It's weird. It's just a weird. It's like they haven't decided to go one way or the other at like the show.
I think maybe mice got at it or something. And they had
Yeah.
to just cut it. They had to get it a trim.
It's just weird.
I think it's jarring because we're all so used to the other one.
I hope they go back.
You know,
They just
Yeah.
it's.
I'd
They've-
rather
they've
have
wanted
that
to-
Grinch than no Grinch.
They've wanted to keep the Jim Carrey, like the whole story of the show that they still do
Yeah.
at Zeus Landing is still the Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And how the Grinch acts is still that way as well.
It's still very much that, even lines direct straight from the film, but they've tried to make him look a little bit more like the new one, and it's. I think that's the issue. It looks weird.
Yeah. But he does say it was a fun time though, but he hopes they keep the Jim Carrey version in the future.
Agreed.
So there you go.
Yeah, I think it's the one that lends itself to a theme park more than the new one.
Yeah.
Well, for
Hopefully
the
it's just like
shows, yes.
just like a synergy thing this year with the movie coming out.
Yeah,
and
Yes.
absolutely.
let's go back to old school.
But with the meet and greet, I like my Grinch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
but that's
it's
fine
my
because that's
Grinch.
book Grinch,
That's book Grinch, and it's
and that's fine. But it's odd.
Did you see the video they posted up? I think
Yeah,
today
it
or
was-
yesterday.
Which one was
With the
that?
onion?
Oh
There's
no, I
somebody
heard
brought
about it. I haven't got around to watching it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like he goes to talk to, or the girl goes to talk to the Grinch. He's like, and then she's like, I brought something for you. Gives him an onion, and he gets all excited. puts it in
I
the tree.
saw someone post it,
Yeah.
yeah, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Nice. He goes on to say Margarita's Lone Palm seems to be the same. No work being done. He said that's a favorite libation and people watching spot for my daughter and I to hang out again for sure. And says just to rub it in, 5 hot butter beers in 5 days. There you go, Lee.
I'm really biting my tongue. Not to tell him to-
as Lee would
and to
say,
enjoy
gutted.
them.
Yeah, he describes it as heaven.
Thank you, Darren.
No, you're not going to have that when you come.
No, I know.
Okay. We have arranged, though, with Universal to put one in the microwave for you.
Awesome. Just imagine a donut and a hot butter beer.
He says, hopefully see you all in October for the weekender, but I'll check in during my next visit in the spring. Thanks for all you continue to do. Cheers, Brian Jennings.
Yeah, Brian sent me some pictures that I posted on our Instagram of the Potter coaster and the construction going over at Emeralds that no one still knows anything about.
Nice.
Speaking of the Weekender and the Royal Pacific, I think we've had a change of venue, haven't we? I realised we haven't mentioned this to Chris or Darren or anyone else at this point.
Hey guys!
Right. Breaking news.
Yes.
So the interesting...
to be honest...
No, we're not.
I will be honest, this has only been spoken in passing to me as well, so...
Right. So
yeah,
I was
due to budget cuts, we're going to Busch Gardens in Tampa.
Well, the interesting thing was, I was looking at the prices for it all. Did you know that the weekend of the Weekender, that the Royal Pacific was the most expensive hotel on site, and apparently a lot of the time is, even more than the Portofino Bay?
What?
Oh.
I didn't...
This is going.
Wow. Okay.
No, we're not staying at the Portofino Bay.
I wish.
Sorry to crush your dreams there, buddy.
I wish.
We're potentially looking at the Hard Rock at this point because it is. I think it's about $20 or $30 a night cheaper, and then obviously, hopefully, with a group rate, it'll be knocking that down even more.
And it's a nice hotel. It's a nice walk into the park, or you've got the boats.
So we're looking at probably staying the full week we're there at the Hard Rock at this point because it is cheaper, and that surprised me.
And let's face it, we have a history there.
Because as Michelle pointed out when I was talking to her, it's closer to the parks. It's closer for people going to Halloween Horror Nights. The Hard Rock makes more sense for the Weekender, to be honest.
And then I pointed out we've had our events there in the past.
Yes, we have.
You know.
I mean, Darren, you remember the pantry we had out the back that first time? That closed off room we had for the meet in 2013. That'd be an excellent meeting spot for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, this means we're going to have to do the challenge again.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I think what we should do is the people that haven't done it before should do it this time.
I think I'll just have the cake.
I'll lead the charge. Let's do it.
Do you know what? I've said that and I'm going, I'm up for it again.
Hang on, everyone's just sort of brushed that aside. No, did you say you would do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris? No.
You don't have to finish it.
I'll watch you do it.
It'll only cost you $30 if you don't finish
they
it.
do
It's
doggy
more than
bags.
that, Darren.
Bags.
$45.
There you go.
I'll order it and split it with Alexa. How about that?
That's it. You got the burger last time, didn't you, on its own?
Yeah, I got the burger, so that was easy.
What did it taste like? Because I can't remember because I was just too busy shoveling it down my throat.
It was really good. It was a pretty decent burger.
That's nice.
It's like if you'd have given me that slice of cake at any other time in my life, I'd have been drooling over it. But I just...
What size was the burger?
It's like a half pound.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
No, it's not. It's the cake. The cake is the cake.
Oh, with the fudge
but you get
layers.
like a full bucket of fries, the burger, you get an entire...
a British bucket, quote unquote, which is a small in American size.
Battered
They
fried.
don't even offer that down here.
The pickle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah, an entire fried pickle. Not like sliced and fried, but just like battered and fried, a whole pickle.
I would just like to say, though, if anybody does that in the future, split the pickle lengthways because I burnt myself.
Hot, But it's like Darren said, Chris, it's that cake. It is a slice of cake that you have never seen. It is as big as your head.
Is it 12 layers or
6, isn't it? 6.
8? No, it's more than that.
And they're a good inch thick. My problem is it's all smothered in chocolate frosting.
See, I would love to
and
devour that.
And a lot of the cake's chocolate.
Like angel food, like these light ones at the top, and then at the bottom is just like the densest brownie you've ever seen.
How did we get talking about this? Right, let me explain it to you. So I'm going to read Derek Bergen's article that he wrote for some website I don't want to talk about. It is a 10-ounce patty.
10 ounce.
A side of French fries, a fried pickle, and a slice of the kitchen cake. The kitchen cake is a 3-pound slice of cake with 7 layers. I thought it was more than that. Brownies, peanut butter crunch, chocolate chunk cookies, cheesecake, pecan pie, devil's food cake, vanilla chiffon cake, all covered in chocolate buttercream frosting, chocolate chips, chocolate sauce, Heath Bar Crunch, and served with vanilla bean ice cream. And you get
And
two
strawberries.
giant strawberries.
Which I put in my burger. I did. I'll try any combination. No,
No, it's a Tracy thing.
it was a bit dry, so I needed some moisture, so I slapped the strawberries in.
Chris, I will send you a link to that article so you can go and see it.
Oh, it was a bit. I wonder if I requested it, they could do me like not with the chocolate frost on the outside, but vanilla instead.
I don't know. There's no way I'm ever doing
I
that
don't like
again.
chocolate frosting.
Usually, I think it's all made, but I think if we could all agree on it, then maybe.
No. Maybe we should just get them to make us one of the cakes in its entirety, and we all just have a competition
Seriously,
who can eat the cake.
How big is that cake in one piece?
Oh, seriously!
Yeah,
if
I told you.
I just saw the picture.
Yeah, if I put my elbow on the table with my forearm straight up, I think it went elbow to wrist.
Oh, it's huge.
Here, this is what the cake does. It dwarfs the burger.
Yes, and the burger's
Makes it
huge.
look like a slider.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, I will be going for the vegetarian patty if I do it again because I did.
I thought you did that last time.
No, it was vegetarian the first time and beef the second time, and I don't digest beef in that quantity very well.
Actually, if you go on our YouTube channel, there's a good 15 minutes of us attempting it last time that I think Travis Terrell recorded for us, and it's up on our YouTube channel, and luckily it's the first 15 minutes and not the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just thankful for that beanbag
horrendous.
that was there afterwards.
Like the first time I was all right. We went back into the parks. Last time I was dead. I think if you go back and listen to the like commentary that Darren did, it just comes over and it's just like, "How you doing, buddy?" And I'm just like, I think
I can't remember who. I laid in the beanbag with my eyes closed, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody was just stroking my hair
Jesse.
off my face. Is it Jesse?
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was Jesse or Nina. It'll be all right.
I had a real food coma.
I've never had a food coma
No,
before.
it was bad.
It was so much fun. I would do that again in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, Darren, I will watch you gladly.
Yeah, especially if we have a room at the Hard Rock, because then I can just kind of like amble up to the room.
Yeah.
And throw
You don't
up.
have to go far. Yeah,
Your own
exactly.
toilet.
Yeah. A wonderful evening, everyone. I bid you all adieu. I shall retire to my suite.
I may not see you tomorrow.
No, you see, that's the thing. Half an hour later, we walk around the parks and I'm going, hungry.
Yeah.
That's you, though. That's you through and through.
I think I'm going to tapeworm.
All right. Okay, so we got a Little Things clip with Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides, and I'm here with our very last look at all the little things that are new around Universal Orlando for 2018. We'll start out at Universal Studios Florida with a big piece of little news. The lockers at Men in Black, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and Escape from Gringotts have been upgraded to the new style of lockers seen at Revenge of the Mummy and Hulk. You still get approximately 2 hours of free rental of the lockers while you ride, but you can now open and close the lockers merely by swiping your ticket without having to press any buttons. Here's a tip. If you are using mobile tickets on your smartphone instead of an actual ticket, they won't scan at the new lockers. Ask a locker attendant for a free printed barcode, which will let you open and close the lockers. The best news of all is that the locker situation at Forbidden Journey should also be completely overhauled in the near future. Elsewhere in Universal Studios Florida, I'm pleased to report that all of the fire effects in Revenge of the Mummy are currently working. Over the last few months, either the treasure room or the false unload scene has been intermittently out of service, but I was very pleased to get a full ride through with all the pyrotechnics this week. And the social media account for My Universal Photos has been teasing a new photo location inside the parks. Keep an eye on the Dark Room on Hollywood Boulevard, right next to the Williams of Hollywood prop shop, for what I believe will be the new green screen photo location. Let's now hop over to Islands of Adventure, where the holiday celebrations are in full swing. Island Market Export in Port of Entry, a small store on the right side of the street as you enter, has been converted into a Harry Potter Christmas shop. It's attached to the Christmas shop that was already there that sold Grinch merchandise year-round, and you can now get your Hogwarts house stockings anytime you want. The Wizarding World is also celebrating Christmas with a special holiday feast being served at Three Broomsticks and Leaky Cauldron. It costs $16. It includes some tasty white meat roast turkey with gravy, cranberry, stuffing, Brussels sprouts, and root vegetables. I really enjoyed mine and feel like it's a good value for the price. For dessert, you might want to grab a chocolate frog because Universal has just released a couple new lenticular wizard cards that are packed into the chocolate frogs, representing the wizards Devlin Whitehorn and Jocanda Sykes. If you have any clue who those characters are, you'll probably want to snap up a chocolate frog now. Over in Seuss Landing, they're celebrating Grinchmas. If you want to meet the face character of the Grinch, who only appears in the park this time of year, his meet and greet has been moved from the bookstore across the street to the Mulberry Street store. It's a much better setup with a more organized queue. The Grinch meet and greet is very popular, so make sure you get there early. And a couple final Islands of Adventure notes. It looks like the outdoor vending hut that was recently constructed in Jurassic Park near Thunder Falls Terrace is going to be a hair braiding station. The current hair braiding station is located next to the Raptor Encounter, which is also slated for relocation. And finally, in Marvel Superhero Island, the Impact Crater mural with depictions of all the Marvel superhero characters that Universal has the rights to is being repainted. The characters have all been stripped off. Don't worry, this has happened before, and the mural will probably be restored soon. And we'll finish off this year of little things with a few quick food notes.
Ooh.
If you get thirsty inside the parks, be aware that bottled water at quick service vending locations now costs $5.
What?
This is for the bottles of H2O Plus brand water. You can also get Niagara brand bottled water at outdoor vending locations, such as snack carts, for $3.50. The Kitchen restaurant at the Hard Rock Hotel is adding acoustic music to their Saturday and Sunday brunches. The Toothsome Chocolate restaurant in City Walk has recently added some more branded merchandise themed after its original characters Penelope and Jacques. And I'm very sad to report that the Kitchen at Bar 17 Bistro on the roof of the Aventura Hotel is now having a last call at 9:45 p.m., so you can no longer get a late night meal there. Okay, last but not littlest, the 2019 edition to the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, the book which I wrote, is being released this week. If you enjoy these little things segments, I urge you to check it out on Amazon or your local bookstore. This is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides, Touring Plans, Attractions Magazine, and Orlando Weekly. Hope you have a great holidays, and I'll see you with more little things around Universal Orlando in 2019.
Can I say something about the water real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Annual pass discounts don't work at the stands. They only work inside stores.
Is that true? Okay, I did
Wow.
not know that. I'm
It
glad
is
you said
true.
that.
So the only place you can get the annual pass discount, which won't even be enough to justify that, is in the store on the $5 waters.
I wouldn't buy a $5 water. I can drink as much as I can on
Is that
Popeye.
like a
and-
$5 shake?
Yeah. It was bad enough it was Dasani before. Come on.
Just keep your gob open going down
I was
the
gonna
drop
say-
on Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
So, just fill
Yeah.
it up with the water. It'll be fine.
I mean, you still can do the free waters.
Oh, we
Give you a
do.
couple
Yeah.
more.
I wonder how many people actually do that, though. Like, actually
They're
walk up
annoyingly
and-
small. That's my problem with them.
That's why you asked for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many in your group? There's like 10 of us.
It seems like they like purposely warm the water at the like any like water fountain or anything. It seems like it's like warm water.
No, I've never noticed that.
But it doesn't bother me anyway because I don't like cold water. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
chilled.
true. See, I do. I like it freezing.
Yeah, and I don't. Because I'm weird.
Of course, they took away the free water at the freestyle vending
Yes.
machines.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if you pay for it,
trying to
you can get the water.
kill you is what's happening. There's too many people going to the parks these days. So
Yeah,
after
that's
they
how
have
they're going
money,
to
they're trying to kill off some of
thin
it.
them out.
Yes.
Can you still go into like, the quick service restaurants?
That's what they were talking about, and saying
and-
you can, but that's what Darren's saying. That's what his issue was, that they're only small.
I just doubt it. Say refill it.
Hair braiding stations, really? Are we not past
Oh, this is
stupid
ridiculous.
things like that
It's
now?
not the 90s anymore, people.
I want a henna tattoo station.
I'll put in a Sharpie next time I come out.
You said it had to be on your head, Lee.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mimed his beard, braiding his beard.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Seth-
See, this is it.
Get the Viking, like that'd be awesome.
There you go. Bonding exercise for the 3 boys of the show.
yeah,
You all get your beards braided. I'll pay.
probably good. This is the
Put
problem
them
with Seth.
together.
The problem with Seth's little things is they're so long that I keep picking all these things I want to talk about at the end of it, and then by the end of it, I've forgotten everything
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah.
The lockers.
Yes, because I've got something to add to that,
yeah.
actually. So, yeah, we heard today from Seth that as of this morning, which is, what date are we on? The 3rd?
The 3rd of December.
Yeah, the large lockers now have a charge of $2. I don't know how long that's for.
As far as I'm aware, it's for good, unless...
No, I mean, how long that $2...
yeah, I did ask him, but he didn't reply.
So, yeah. If you've got anything larger than a popcorn bucket or a refill drinks cup, I know it's got a proper name, I can't remember it, you're going to need to use a larger locker. And now I believe that the smaller lockers are still free, but next to nothing fits in them.
Yeah, Seth said you couldn't get a popcorn bucket in, and the larger one boxes won't fit in the smaller ones either.
Yeah.
Didn't you say the freestyle cups too? Will
Yeah.
they fit or
That's
no?
that's what I was looking for. Freestyle, no, they don't fit.
So if
Yeah,
you have
wonderful.
a freestyle cup with you, you have to get a $2 locker, which is ridiculous.
They do, but saying that, if you know you're going to be using a locker, they do have all day lockers that are only
do?
$8 and $10.
Yeah.
So, and you can go in and open that all day locker. So there is always that option.
Yeah, but if you're carrying a
it's
freestyle
essential.
cup round with you, and you've got to go to the front of the park where the main lockers are, or even if there's like 2 stations that you've got to, right, I'm at Forbidden Journey and the nearest locker station's at Port of Entry. You're not going to walk there and drop your stuff off and then walk back up there and then go back and pick it up. It's just...
No, but that is a good tip if, like me, when you ride the water rides, you like to have a change of clothes because you can put it there, and on your way out the park,
Yeah.
you pick it back up, if you remember. But
Like,
yeah, I know some people don't realise it's all day lockers, so that's why I just threw that out there as well.
I always found it annoying that even when the other lockers were free, that they charged you, I want to say it was $4 for the ones at
$4
Jurassic
for every
Park.
30 minutes, isn't it?
No, because you don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, sorry.
They charge you $4 for the ones at Jurassic Park and the Popeye and Ripsaw Falls ones. I know it's definitely Jurassic Park ones, because I remember, funny if we were talking about it before we started recording, Darren, about dumping our stuff on you when we went on Jurassic Park, and that was the reason, because I was not paying $4, because they know you're going to have to pay rather than take your stuff on with you.
Yeah. Huh. That's pretty crazy.
You could always hide your bags in the shrubbery.
A shrubbery? I'm trying to think what else he mentioned now. There was definitely something else I wanted to pick up
There was
on.
Harry Potter in Port of Entry.
Yeah, which you said you had an issue with.
I'm not...
But what, does the Grinch belong in Port of Entry?
Grinch belongs everywhere. Not really, no, but it was already there. I don't know, I just feel like I don't want the parks to be taken over by Harry Potter.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
It's not another
And
Christmas
it's
shop.
just...
Yeah, it's not taken over by Harry Potter. No.
It's only a little.
But then he said house stockings, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I was happy again.
It's the bait and switch.
I can't remember. Okay, like when I'm listening to him, I'm like, oh, well, bring up that afterwards. I know Seth's coming on in January for our look forward. What we do normally do, like 2019 and beyond, it will be, and actually Seth's going to be joining us for that one. So, and I know Alicia's wanting to do like a rumour roundup for next year as well. So we'll give Seth some time to talk about his book. But I mean, if you want an exhaustive guide to Universal, and Jesus, that book is,
Yeah. It's got it all.
it's incredible.
Yep.
Cool.
Sweet. Now, speaking of books.
What a lovely
Thank you,
segue.
Dane. That's perfect. So, as you guys remember, last week we had Dustin McNeil on, and the author of Tales from the Jaws Ride. And he was on to talk about his book, and he set you guys a question to answer to win a copy. And the question was, Tracy?
Yes. In scene 3 of the Jaws ride, the skipper tries to hide from the shark in a boathouse. Now, which character from the movie even, Jaws, does that boathouse belong to? Difficult.
I realised I didn't put the answer in for it.
Am I supposed to give the answer?
If you want to give the answer, you can. Or if you want Darren, you haven't said anything in this bit. What's the answer?
The answer is Quint.
It is.
Ding, 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 ding.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
So we put all the entrants into a randomizer, and the winner is, drumroll, there we go, Benny Baquet.
Woohoo! Benny Batcave.
Batcave.
Benny
Sorry,
Batcave.
Benny. Your name sounds like Batcave.
I think it's cool.
Awesome, it's an awesome last name.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, drop us an email, Benny, and
congratulations.
we'll
absolutely. It's a good read.
try
You
and
got
get-
city hands, Benny.
It is a good read.
Been
It is.
counting money all your life. Now you got a book. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll get that parceled up and sent off
Because
as...
I haven't quite finished it yet, but I'm not far off. I'm still engrossed in it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a fantastic read.
Yeah. It's great because you can literally read it a little bit, stop,
Yeah.
and pick it up at any time because it's all these different stories
Yeah.
kind of separated. So
Yeah,
it's a really good read.
it's lovely. So,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Well done.
Yeah,
And thanks
exciting.
everyone who
Rented.
emailed their answer.
Well, that's I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. Anything else you guys want to add?
It's 303 days until our flight to Orlando next year.
There we go. It's coming up. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for today's show. So for Lee, Tracy, Darren, and myself, Chris, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Cut, print. That's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.